I imagine drafting a cube where you kept the cards would probably cost somewhere around like 10 times more than a regular draft. Okay, so do we have any cards here that are good other than Time Warp? No. So I'm going to take the Time Warp. Thorolf's Disciple, I'm willing to say, I still don't think the draft or Conjuring Lightning Bolts aspect of it is actually good, but 3-mana 3/3 haster is respectable. I would probably first pick that over the rest of the cards in this pack, I think. Maybe Magma Quake. Magma Quake's pretty good. But we gonna do Time Warp. I don't think I want to try to do the Escape to the Wilds thing again. I could take Temple of Enlightenment if we wanted to try to go into blue-white, and I do sort of like the idea of board wipes, but I'm a sucker for a ramp spell that's also card draw, so Midnight Clock it is. Brainstorm. Did we get any self-mill? Did we get any mills in with the sword? We got a win where we put our opponent to 2 cards in library, but we did not call it a mill victory because we also put their life total to below 0 at the same time. So no mill victories with the sword. We didn't draw the sword terribly often though. When we did, it turned out that the protection was honestly the most relevant part. Oh, the fact that it's pick 3 and there's already no good blue cards in this pack is probably part of why I'm slightly concerned about trying to draft Time Warpy control decks. I could just play Time Warp in like a normal deck, but it feels like that is a concession I don't want to make. We could play Phyrexian Arena. Time Warp Phyrexian Arena is a combo. We could play Incubation Druid and try to wheel Rishkar and lose to blue-green swords again like we did last time. Or we could just take Suspicious Stowaway and cut blue. But I don't actually like this card very much. Alright, I'm gonna play blue-green. This is a mistake, but I'm willing to make the mistake. I immediately got past a Regrowth. Not a mistake. Alright. Regrowth Time Walks. I'm gonna do it. Can't stop me from doing it. Looter does sort of work with Time Walk. That is true. I think I just pick Kogla here, if we're gonna try to do blue-green rampy stuff. Counterspell, especially bad counterspell, sort of sucks, and I'd rather play high-powered good cards plus Time Walks than low-powered counterspells plus Time Walks. Just speaking generally, I think that's a better synergy. Growly's Kitten, thanks for the follow. Glad you're enjoying the stream. I think perhaps last time part of the problem with our blue-green deck was that we were like not playing anything particularly swingy with our ramp spells, which may mean we were just being entirely too fair. Nicomir10, thank you for the follow too. Glad you're also enjoying the stream. Okay, so speaking of doing things that are particularly impressive with our deck, oh, Renin 7 is probably better than Primal Command, right? We're gonna wheel the Primal Command, right? We're super gonna wheel the Primal Command. I really want to play Primal Command. I can't justify it over Renin 7, but I really want to play it. Nerf Desika's Chariot. Elvish Reclaimer. Wildest Dreams does return Time Walk to our hand. Is that a better card than Asika's Chariot? It's really lame that this is the nerfed version instead of the version that's very good on defense. But if I'm going to play 2-drop ramp creatures, I want Asika's Chariot. No, I'm going to take the Regrowth. We're here to play Time Walk. I'm going to make bad decisions, and those bad decisions include drafting every Regrowth effect I can get. Wildest Dreams gives us a way to use like 12 mana plus Time Walk. That's definitely valuable, right? That's relevant in any meaning of the word. If we really stretch the meaning of the word. I do like Baral's expertise. I've learned enough to not splash Helena and Elena. I mean, that's not a bad thing to splash, but we also just don't have any fixing at all. Disdainful Stroke is a... Oh, we are playing best of 3, actually. I know I'm supposed to like Baral's expertise, but I'm worried about playing against aggro, but Disdainful Stroke is a card that even if I might not mainboard it because I'm scared of aggro, I will 100% want it in the sideboard. This is awkward. Magma Quake is the card that most makes me want to be in red. So if I take a Sheltered Thicket over it knowing I'm never going to get a Magma Quake, that's not a great pick. Taking the Magma Quake, trying to splash a double red card when I have no fixing is a mistake. So I think that puts me on Fetid Pools to try to see if I can get black board wipes. Take a Temple Garden to try to get a blue board wipe. Or I guess Illyrios is a decent anti-aggro card that I should probably pick over speculative fixing. Any cube hot takes for people? So far, aggro is extremely good, and you should probably be playing every deck considering what your answers to aggro are, and not drafting bad Regrowth Time Warp piles. That's my hot take thus far. Do I want Finale of Devastation? I have literally nothing good to do with Finale of Devastation, so we will take a speculative color-fixing land. None of these cards are good, so we'll take a Blossoming Defense for the sideboard. Skipping Chariot while we had Wrenn. Didn't we skip Chariot before we had Wrenn? Did I really skip Chariot when we had Wrenn? That doesn't sound like something I would do. That might have been something I did. That'd be a weird choice if that's what I did. Huh. I'm pretty sure I have to take Lear with the Time Warp and the Regrowth. That sounds like too good of a combo to pass up. I'm not sure if you can make Wilderness Reclamation work in this cube, but kudos to someone who tries. Thrix would be neat. Maybe we hope to wheel it? I'd also be happy to have the Mole Drifter, but Lear it is for now. Lukewarm at best. I was hoping to hear the Patron Rebuilding of Green White Angels is the best thing to be doing. The problem is most of the removal seems pretty bad. So I've had a hard time making dirtily decks like this that function against aggressive decks at all, when the amount of decent to good aggressive creatures in the format is as plentiful as it is. I'm going to take Oracle. Hope we pick up more 1 and 2 drop green ramp stuff. And the 1 and 2 drop green ramp stuff. But we are definitely going to need more anti-aggro. What did we take over Chariot? I don't even remember. Fading Hope when we have Leer? Maybe. Fading Hope is an interesting way to sort of try to be anti-aggro, but I'm not stellar on it. I think I take Trumpeting Herd. I think that might be a better anti-aggro card than any of this other stuff. I'm willing to take Guardian Idol, I think. I think I just want as much 2-drop ramp as I can get. We took Regrowth over Chariot. Okay. Alright. If that's true, I defend that pick. Maybe less so if we already had Ren in 7, but we have Time War. Regrowth is great. Plus, we totally have other cards we can regrowth. Literally none. But it is fine. We didn't have Ren in 7 yet. Okay, cool. I was gonna say, I didn't think that I did. I didn't think so. Ranger class sucks a lot in this deck. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces of ramp already. I have like no creatures though, so Ranger class is just so garbage. I think I take Cultivator's Caravan even though I don't need more ramp. I've got a decent number of 5-drops, I guess. What are my anti-aggro options in green-white? Green-blue. I would have more anti-aggro options in green-white. Oh, you're making me choose between splashing Mirari's Wake or playing Timeless Witness? Deck. Alright, so we wheel 0 cards out of this pack. It's going to make that really hard to wheel the Timeless Witness, but I think the Mirari's Wake is so much more what this deck needs. Yeah, the best removal spells in green tend to be dorky creatures, and the same is true for blue. So dorky Dryad Greenseeker, I guess we take. We have an Illyrios. That's sort of a really bad removal spell. We wield the Thrix. I guess that's fine. I don't like where this deck is going. Illyrios is just a slower Flametongue Kavu. Yeah, sort of. Well. You know what, Blex? You're an anti-aggro card, technically. You're an extremely bad anti-aggro card, but why not? Our entire deck doesn't function if we ever don't draw Time Warp. Okay. Sphinx's Revelation. If we're going to be playing this Mirari's Wake, Fading Hope, okay. Mirari's Wake, Sphinx's Revelation. We have a deck planned, sort of. Liberator's kind of an anti-aggro card. We can pretend. Okay. This is slowly beginning to resemble a actual strategy. Lake Claim and Celestis are sort of interesting, but 1,000,000% I just have to take the fixing at this point if I'm going to try to play 3-color. I was about to close the tab if I didn't take the Sphinx's Rev. I'm glad I kept you around then. We didn't wind up wheeling the Eternal Witness from the pack that it was physically impossible to wheel the Eternal Witness from. Kind of disappointed by that. Well, the best anti-aggro card in this pack is definitely Lightning Bolt. I don't think we're taking Lightning Bolt. I don't think we're taking another 5-drop. Are we taking Garruk Unleashed? I guess that's probably the best thing we have here that's ostensibly anti-aggro.
Civilization sickens me.
Is there any way we can play Great Henge? Not really. Not really. I'm pretty sure Llanowar Visionary is just a card we're not unhappy to have. Oh, Thragtusk! I want to take you. I want to be convinced taking Thragtusk is good. But Forsaken Crossroads fixes a lot of mana problems. Do we have mana problems? Help convince me that... Scholar, do you exile it? Yes. So no regrowth thing, Time Walk with Scholar. Oh, Thragtusk, I hope you come back. I don't know if you physically can, but I hope you do. We don't have much in the way of land ramp, so I don't think Scute Swarm is really justifiable. Multiple choice might be interesting. Is that ostensibly anti-aggro? They've discovered a bug where you're unable to sideboard if you're using Dracula basic lands. I've heard that might also be the case without Dracula basic lands, but I don't know if that was confirmed. I think I'm supposed to take multiple choice. Tobler's Huntmaster's pretty decent. How many hits do I might be able to justify taking Selindi Vision to try to find the Time Warps, though. I have, like, infinity whiffs for this, but I'm not going to give up on my memes. We don't really need more top end. We might kind of actually need more top end, though. Just a little bit. Maybe not. I wouldn't mind replacing the Thrix, I guess. Immortal Sun, not very good with our Ren and Garruk. But nothing else is actually good. I guess I could take Palladium Mirror, but I don't think that's right. There's a possibility we don't run the Immortal Sun. Okay, cool. Hingegate Pathway. Happy to take that. Would we play the Celestis? Or... Well, I guess the answer is that I'm not playing Lay Claim. I might play the Celestis. It might be anti-aggro. I don't know. We'll debate that later. Mind Flayer is probably the most anti-aggro here. I don't think I want to play Rishkar's Expertise. Do we think Lay Claim is that good? Immortal Sun and Teferi Control is one of my favorite decks ever. Yeah, that was so amusing getting to play those both in the same deck. Like, yeah, it shuts off my Teferis, but it shuts off yours too, and that's more important. Oh, hey, Balagad Recovery is a regrowth. Sweet. Oh my goodness, we have so many regrowth effects. Let's hate draft some lands. Are we going to make this Salundi Vision have enough hits? I mean, I guess even if it whiffs, it always is getting us closer to Time Warp, and maybe that's just worth doing. Shamefully late, Magda. The weird thing is, I don't know... Ooh, cool. I'm happy to have a Hunt Mastery. That, even if that doesn't make the main deck, I imagine that comes in against some aggro lists. I think Magda might not be stellar in red decks, because if you're on the draw, it's kind of hard for it to attack into anything super meaningfully, and it's hard to build a red deck that takes advantage of the mana ramp super well, unless you just have like a ton of 4-drops, which I don't think is the way you want to build red decks. I guess it does let you empty your hand faster if you manage to get a deck with a bunch of good aggressive creatures. Okay, so how many lands did this give us? It gave us 7, 13, 17, 18, 19. How many lands do we want in this deck? Probably 18. Probably 17. Which I think means we can cut the plains. One of. I say 17 because we have a lot of stuff that fixes colors, right? We have 2 things that fix colors. Splashing for our white. We have 3 white sources. 5 white sources. Is that actually acceptable? Unclear. 12, 15, 18. Mana ramp is Guardian Idol, Wolf Willow, Incubation Druid, Cultivator's Caravan, Celestis, Midnight Clock, Llanowar Visionary. Alright, yeah, we definitely got to cut another land, which probably is an island. "17 land with Salundi Vision and Balagad Recovery. Don't love it, but probably correct. We might end up cutting something like Guardian Idol. A lot of 3-drop mana rocks. But we have a lot of 5-drops, so maybe that's fine. No, I don't think I can cut a 2-drop mana rock when I've got so many good anti-aggressive 4-drops. I can cut Outland Liberator. Is there a world in which I cut Fading Hope? Cut Outland Liberator, Rex Sage, sure. Blex and Mind Flayer. Is Blex that bad as an anti-aggressive card? 3-drop 3/2 that gains 4 life. It's an interesting consideration for curve, if nothing else, if I manage to not find a ramp spell on 2. Mind Flayer versus Thrix is an interesting consideration. How many snakes do we have? No, I think we just have Blex. I think Blex is it. Okay, I think we cut Thrix. I can be convinced to cut Blex. 5, 11, 12, 15, 17. No, definitely can't cut a land. If anything, maybe we should be playing more. Do we cut a Huntmaster or a Kogla? Both of those cards seem like they're very powerful board state stalling out cards. Dryad Greenseeker blocks early. I don't think that can be the cut. We have our top end that's resource advantage and our top end that's anti-creature aggro. Oh, this is tough. Every card has a utility. The least utility any of these cards has is Fading Hope, but I feel like I just absolutely can't afford to cut Tempo. I think we cut Haven. I think I'd rather cut Greenseeker before Haven. Ramp that only produces green does still get us to our 4 drops faster. And our 5 and 6 drops faster that are all supposed to stabilize us. I think I'd rather cut Cultivator's Caravan before Wolfwillow Haven. No, we can't do that because we need the white source. That's what it keeps coming down to, right? Every single card, I have a reason why we can't cut that. I guess multiple choice belongs over here. Dreams, but Wildest Dreams is a regrowth. 16 lands in Prey? No, not with Saloon Division and Balagate Recovery. We're already kind of playing closer to 16 lands than 17 lands. It is Wildest Dreams, isn't it? It's disappointing. But that's probably the best cut. We have 2 regrowth effects and a Leer for them. Wanting 3 regrowth effects is probably being too greedy. Oracle's also a reasonable cut. I feel like we probably need the card advantage and ramp. And it's one of very few good cards to play off of the 3 ramp spells we have on turn 2. And by which I mean it's one of the 3 good cards. Yeah, okay. Wildest Dreams is definitely the right cut.